Hey guys, welcome to the Fight Council. As you may have noticed, I am not Paul Atlas. I am your social media correspondent, Miranda Quinn, and I am joined by some of the Fight Council members tonight. Guys, do you want to say hi?
Happy Thanksgiving. It's a great day on Team Radford. You are definitely not Paul Atlas, but it's good to be here.
We can be upset that there's no Steelers and Ravens, but we can be happy that there's the rivalry of Dean Radford and Dash Bennett.
Really? Couldn't
I,
just
I am
be
one.
thankful for the day, or
I'm
Come on, you
wondering what
guys
I
missed
got
me.
myself into. No, we didn't. We had a great show last week.
And now you have an even better one with me. You're welcome.
okay,
All right,
Maui.
guys. Well, now we are into the tapings of Area 2. As you guys have noticed, the very first one that we saw was Sean Reznikk making very quick work of Vance Strader. But in this week, we saw BROhemoth dominate Reznikk. Any words on that?
Woo! Boy, was that a barn burner. Ha ha ha. Listen, Dash, I think there was something. Wasn't there something that you said? You said something about if BROhemoth beats Resnick. There was something you was going to say to me. I'm pretty sure it was something along the lines of
What? Along the lines of
you
what?
were going to tell me something. There was something that was going to come out of that dirty little mouth of yours. What were you going to say to me?
I'm
Something
going to tell you to.
about
I'm going to tell you to kiss
being.
my ass, Dean.
Oh, come on. Well, you lost. You lost.
Someone's butt hurt.
Are you going to man up and find? Listen, you said if Resnick loses, you will gladly say that I am the better man. And I'm aware, but you know what? I'm not really that type of guy that I want you to do. But for you, I want you to go ahead and say that. Live up to your ownership of what you said you're going to do.
I
Let's hear it.
I don't think I said that. That doesn't sound like something I would
Stacy,
have
you heard
said.
him say that.
I did.
I'd like to review the footage of that.
If I
We
had it
don't
on
have time for that right
a
now.
rewind,
Come
I
on.
mean, I got to
Yeah.
rewind through all the Dash Bennett talking to find it. There's a lot of Dash Bennett talking, so I
That could
just
be
want you to
hours.
be a man. Be a man. No. Be a man. Come on, be a man. Live up to that and be a man and just say the words, I won. Team
You won.
Radford.
Are you
Whoop.
happy?
Hey, there it
You
is. Look
did
how happy you are.
not whooped. You want to talk whooped? Sean Reznikk whooped BROhemoth. Now
Did you watch the same match I did? We were both
yes,
at ringside.
I did.
You had your glasses
Bro,
on. Were you sleeping underneath again?
BROhemoth
I've seen you lose championships that way.
BROhemoth didn't win that match. BROhemoth survived that match.
What are you smoking, kid? Come on now. Listen, he went out there and it was two bulls, man. Look, I'm not going to take anything away from Resnick. Those two guys brought it. But at the end of the day, your guy that was the unstoppable force on Team Dash Bennett. He was the egg, bud. He lost. BROhemoth put him up and put him down, and he got the 1, 2, 3. Bang. Loved it. Every minute of it. And then you know what's even better? You know what's even better, Dash? Not only did you have to come on here and tell me that I am better than you again, which I already knew because, we've been down that road, but your own guy he don't even believe in you anymore. He don't even believe in you anymore. You are a joke, bud. I am so happy that you were exposed. This is the best.
No.
Thanksgiving has never been so good. I am
you wanna
thankful that
talk-
Dash Bennett is finally showing that he is full of shit.
If you want to talk exposed, let's talk about how BROhemoth was exposed in that match. BROhemoth, who was so dominant, who put away opponent after opponent in record time, he had to fight for his damn life against Sean Reznikk. And yes, he won. Congratulations. Sean Reznikk didn't need to win the match. Sean Reznikk needed to show that he belonged in Fight Underground. He needed to prove himself, and I think he did just that. He
All
gave
Shawn
BROhemoth.
Reznick
wait.
did
You're
He
was
gave
show, and he barely
Dave,
made
hold
it
on.
he
past
gave
Vance.
BROhemoth the fight of his goddamn life, and you know it, Dean.
Oh,
You were right
He's
there at
saying,
ringside.
wait, Dean, hold on. Shut up, Dash. Listen, he's going to sit there and say Resnick needs a match. Yeah, because you interfered in the match, distracted Resnick, and cost him the match. So now you're trying to cover your ass.
so
How
the
did I
funny thing
interfere?
about that, go ahead, tell him, Stacy, because clearly he had his blinders on. Let's hear it.
What did I say last week during the meeting? I said, Dean, you need to stay out of it. You're smart enough to let Bro just go ahead and do his thing.
That's right.
What did you do during the match? Let Bro do his thing. I said, as long as Dash lets Reznick do his thing, but I do not think he will. Dash will cause a distraction, and it will end up costing Reznick the match. Boom! What happened? Like,
Listen,
I don't know how you think, Dash. Come on
he doesn't
now.
think,
I don't know
Stacey.
what
That's the
match
whole
you
thing.
were
He doesn't
watching.
think at all. He sat there and thought that, all it is karma, Dash, realistically. You look back at how you and your guy caused BROhemoth to lose to Justin Idol. Karma's a bitch, bud, and it bit you hard. Okay? You can't take anything away from the two bulls in the ring. I already said that 3 times now. You're trying to
I'm glad you
justify
brought that up,
something.
Dean.
Hold on, I'm not
glad
done
you
yet.
brought that
But
up.
the thing about it
I
is,
got you.
hold on. The big thing about it is, you got swallowed up, bud. You got chewed up and spit out like a tasteless piece of gum. All it comes down to is exactly what we're supposed to do. Stacy hit the nail on the head. Sit back and coach your guy. It's not about you. The light is not about Dash Bennett. The light is on your guys. And if they can't shine, then you're going to sit in the dark like your whole goddamn career has already.
Two things. First of all, you keep saying he got swallowed up. That was the most evenly back and forth match that we've seen in
You
Fight
can't even
Underground.
talk. You're
The
shook.
the only difference between Sean Reznick and BROhemoth in that match was the 3 count. They were matching each other move for move, blow for blow, punch for punch. But I'm glad you brought up the
I hate
victory
to
over
agree
Justin
with him,
Idol.
but he's right.
It
I'm
was a
glad
hard
you
fought
brought up
match. Again, this is
it
the
was.
4th
It was.
time. 1, 2,
But
3, 4.
but
1,
Dean,
2, 3, 4. I've said this already. It was a hard fought match. 2 of the biggest bulls in Fight Underground. But the fact of the matter is you ran your mouth for months. And finally, you ate shit.
regardless of the outcome of the match, I'm happy with it. But Dean, let's talk about
I know
that
you're
match
happy
with
being a
Justin
loser.
Idol.
It's okay.
Let's talk about that match with Justin
It
Idol.
ain't
No, I want to.
Talk about it.
Because if the BROhemoth that showed up to fight Sean Reznick would have showed up to fight Justin Idol, then maybe, just maybe, he would have been in there with the Rev. But
You know
so
what? And I completely agree with you. As a young stud, you're going to make mistakes. I mean, look at you. You walked away from someone like Stacy. She could have taken you to the promised land, but instead, you thought you could do it on your own. Clearly, you can't because Resnick didn't win. But it just comes down to people make mistakes. And the fact of the matter is, he learned from that mistake, and that's why he was able to pull the victory off against Resnick.
all I'm saying is the BROhemoth that showed up against Sean Reznick is the BROhemoth that should be at the top of Fight Underground. So Dean, you're welcome for bringing that out of him.
Okay,
Because
again, we're not watching Moana.
without
I don't
that,
want to hear you're welcome again. All it comes down to, Dash, I know you got kids and you're into the Disney movies, but realistically, all it comes down to is, listen, bud, you got to learn from your mistakes. And after he lost, it wasn't about anything other than destroying Resnick. And he focused. He was just, did you see the kid in there against Justin Idol? And then did you see the man that was in there against Resnick? It was night and day. He learned from his mistake. He knew that instead of chopping the trees down, he had to chew them down. Okay? Instead of going in there and just going head to head, he had to try and outpower Resnick. Because I let him know, listen, I've been in the ring with Resnick. He's no soft cookie. All right? He can pull a truck on his shoulders. I've seen it. All right. But BROhemoth can lift the world up in his hand and bring it down, which is why when he put Resnick up on his shoulders and brought him down for the 1, 2, 3, What does Bro say? It was game over.
All I'm
So,
saying is,
Dean, it's funny that you bring that up. You say Bro's developing and everything like this. We've seen him progress through Area 1, but that finale, granted, he was distracted by Reznikk, but will we be seeing that regression again if BROhemoth makes it that far? Maybe Dash actually helped you out and pointed out one of BROhemoth's biggest flaws. He gets distracted very easy.
You're absolutely correct. It wasn't Dash. All right, it wasn't Dash. The
no,
person, and
you're
I hate to
welcome
give
for
credit
putting that
to
out in him.
Okay,
Oh my
calm down,
God.
Maui. The big thing is I hate to give this person credit, but I give credit to Justin Idol. Okay, for being the sneaky little bastard that he is and taking that win away from BROhemoth. And Bro learned real quick. You're not in a kid's game anymore. All right, it's not 4 players in this game; it's 2 players, and he learned real quick that he had to step his game up. That's why you saw 2 different Bros when it was in there against Justin Idol and when you saw him in there with Reznikk. So yes, he was exposed, but the key factor is he saw it with his own eyes, and that's how he got focused. So moving forward, his focus is being on top. He's had some of the most. He's had. Has he had the most matches in Fight Underground? I can't even count all the matches he's
I
had.
think he's tied with loss
Yeah,
prevention.
he's either tied with loss
Yeah, I believe
prevention. No, he's had
actually,
more, Stacy.
I
He's
believe
had
he's
more.
actually had
No,
more than loss prevention.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, he's definitely had
yeah,
more.
4.
But he, the guy's been put to the test. It's not like he's out there wrestling scrubs. Okay, he had to get in there with a veteran. He had to get in there 2 veterans. I consider Reznikk a veteran. He's been in the business for Stone Age, so he's got some time on his hands. All right, he's proven himself, and moving forward, he's going to continue to prove himself. So, Dash, back to my question that you never really answered. How are you going to keep the bull in the barn, bud? Because it seemed like he was ready to go find another stable.
What do you mean? What are you talking about?
Well,
Well, Stacy actually brought it up in the aftermath, if you don't remember. She had pointed out that you possibly caused Reznikk his victory. So, do you think he might
Possibly?
be opting to go to another team?
I mean, first of all, Resnick shut that down pretty quickly, pointing out that I was the one that asked him to come to Fight Underground, not anyone else. So he has that loyalty to me. But as far as I'm concerned, anyone on the Fight Council would be lucky to have him on their team.
So you're just going to willingly give him up? He wants to leave? Oh,
No,
that's really
no.
great coaching there,
I'm just
Dash.
saying you. I'm just saying you would love to have him, wouldn't you, Dean?
No,
Well,
I would.
let's see. What would you do with a Sean Resnick on your team? I'd
Well,
like
I
to
didn't
know.
bring in to Fight Underground, so I didn't have him on my team, nor do I want him on my team.
I mean, you
So
have your big guy. You have BROhemoth.
yeah, I picked Bro for a reason. If I wanted Reznikk, I would have went out and found Reznikk. I got his Facebook, his Instagram, his MySpace, his Twitters. I got all that stuff too. All right, but I didn't want him. I wanted Bro. That's my beast. That's my man.
Yeah, you also want Tad Jarvis.
Hey, you'll see Tad will change too. He's going to have a better career than Dash Bennett ever did.
I'd like to see that. I honestly, I would laugh at that.
Dash, you're not the only one on the council that Resnick has, loyalty towards. I
What are
mean,
you getting at exactly?
if you think back in our history, he has a little bit of loyalty towards me as well. So
Yeah, but he's not on Team Stacey Hunter. He's on Team Dash Bennett. So his ultimate loyalty is to me.
would you be willing to make a trade?
Oh,
No, whoa. What are you talking about trades here? First of all, like there's anyone from Team Hunter that I would actually be interested in. No, I see what you're
I've
doing.
got
I see what
6
you're doing.
people on my
You
team.
lost your meal ticket in loss prevention, and now you're trying to fill that void. No, this is not up for discussion.
it wouldn't
Okay,
be a meal
Dash,
ticket, man.
whatever.
She'd be buying more dinners for Resnick. I mean, he's got to eat more than once.
No,
I have ways of getting what I want. Don't worry.
Well, this is an interesting turn of events.
So if any one of you were to take a Fight Underground roster member, not counting if they're already on a team or what have you, would you take Reznikk or who would you go towards?
Are you talking to me and Dean?
Oh, I'm talking to you, Stacy.
Oh, to me?
Oh, but I'd
Yeah,
like
Yeah,
to
I
chime
mean,
in on this.
I
I'll
mean,
chime
they
in.
are right. You did kind of lose your meal ticket with LP being, on the bench, and we haven't really seen much representation from Team Hunter otherwise.
That's true. I still have 4 team members yet to debut: Tatiana and Honey Badger, Derek Direction, and the Masked Icon, who is coming up here in a couple weeks. But I could use a veteran on my team, and Reznikk definitely fits the bill there. And I could use somebody that I've worked with before, and
You
he
counting on your pillow
definitely
with the
fits
mask?
the bill there too. What are you talking about?
The mask, right?
I didn't. No,
Look,
Stace.
I
I've
said
heard
this
some corny
before.
shit from you, but that's tipping the bucket.
Look, I said before, none of my team is up for grabs because if I'm willing to trade them, it means I don't believe in them. That's one thing that I can say is I believe in each and every member of my team. So no
you
trade.
might not be willing to trade them, but they might be willing to leave.
When you're gonna fill us head with all this nonsense you've been talking about, no, forget it. But let's move on. Let's move on.
All right, we can move on. Um, you know, Dean, there is one other thing in that aftermath that I do want to mention. So you also asked Sean if he wanted to switch teams.
Mm-hmm.
I know you're saying you don't want him because you have Bro, but are you secretly trying to help Stacy get him, or are you just trying to get him to leave Dash?
Listen, at the end of the day, okay, sometimes stirring the pot, controversy is good. I have no interest in Resnick, but you know what? Anyway, I can bury Dash again. I'm in. I'm just saying.
Like to knock that damn smirk off your face.
Yeah, I bet you would, bud.
All right,
Listen,
so
all
I
it
do
comes
just want
down
to jump
to,
back then.
real quick, just to touch on that, though, okay? Listen, we sat there, we saw the aftermath. I'm not convinced that your quote unquote meal ticket is on board. Not after that showing. Dash, I think you better start kissing his ass before you end up in Stacy's position without a meal ticket.
I'll take care of that. Don't worry.
First of all,
Stacy,
Sean Resnick isn't my meal ticket. All right, he's part of the team. But if we want to talk meal, well, let's not go there.
Oh, no,
all right
let's
then.
go there. I kind of want to go there now. Are you
What?
saying you don't believe in him as your top guy? Because you've been doing nothing but saying that for months now?
I never said he was my top guy. He's part of the team. He's an important part of the team. But if we're being honest, we want to talk about top guys. Let's talk about the guy that I'm bringing into Area 2 in John Roden. Now that is a top guy.
Wow. So Resnick didn't take it to the promised land, and you're going to just shoo. Let's go on the road and trade. That's typical Dash. I love it.
Hey, I don't like either of the two of you stirring the pot. All right? Resnick is still an important part of the team, but again, let's move on from this.
I mean,
We
you
have
did just say Roden was your top guy, so you already are kind of jumping on from that.
I didn't say Roden was my top guy. I said Roden was at the top of the list of guys of the
on your team.
Can we get playback?
Top of the. That's all I keep hearing on your mouth. You're the top of the. Dash. You're stirring the pot on yourself, bud.
You guys are playing doctored footage. You're look. Let's. I don't like where this is going. You guys are trying to you're trying to trap me. You're trying to honeypot me, and I don't like it.
Listen, there's no honeypot. It's just a giant bowl of shit that you're stirring on your own, bud. So yeah, go ahead. Hey, oh, I love seeing that angry Dash face. I love it. You keep that up. Listen, you just keep stirring that bullshit, and Stacy will sit back. I'll sit back. The rest of the council will sit back, and you can just sit in it, bud. Sit in that steak. It's gonna be fantastic.
I shall yield the remainder of my time.
Oh, way to go, Trump. Let's go. All right, moving forward.
Thank God he's gonna shut up. Oh my
It'll
God!
last 2 seconds.
All right, so since Dash does not want to talk about the top of his team, Stacy, can we get any kind of update on the top of yours? What's going on with loss prevention?
I did speak with him this week, and there is no timetable for his return.
Wow, that sucks.
So yeah, that really sucks.
Well, LP, if you're out there listening, happy Thanksgiving. Hope you feel better, kid.
All right, so some unfortunate news there, but Dean actually has a little bit of happy news going into the duos division. Dean, I heard that you recently got Tad and another person into the duos division. What's the reason behind that?
Sometimes you just got to push people into places so that they can excel. All right. It's one of them things where, unlike Dash, I'm not going to put all my chips into one hand. All right. You got to put them out there. You got to help them excel. You got to help them grow.
So you think that Tad Jarvis can excel with the likes of the tag teams in the duos division like Warhorse?
I mean, listen, 1-2-3 kid beat Razor Ramon on Live Monday night. Anything can happen, dear. It's 1-2-3. You're outskis. All right. It happens. It can happen to anybody. Warhorse could come flying in, tag. He's nice and quick. He can slip under their, 3 legs and boom, hit the buckle 1-2-3. You never know.
God, this is the biggest load of crap I've ever heard. And Bubba calls me the salesman. Are you kidding me?
He's talking again.
I yielded my time for that segment.
Oh.
Stacy,
At
do
least
you
it was
have any
longer than
thoughts
2 seconds.
on?
Wait, on the duos division?
Yes,
Or
on the
Tad,
duos
okay.
division, on Tad joining the duos division, what do you think are the possible outcomes, aside from a few concussions and being thrown out of the ring?
I think it's actually a smart idea to give Tad a tag team partner. If you give him someone older, it will help him grow. But if you give him someone younger, at least it'll give him someone to take half the beating.
It's very simple.
They'll both be.
Look, Tad's biggest issue is what?
The fact that he can't pay attention to anything.
Can't pay attention to anything.
Phone.
His phone is his life. So and his disconnect from life is actual, civilization. So by putting him in there with somebody, think about if Tad could clear his head and focus on his in-ring ability with maybe like a tour and flight. That'd be a hell of a
And here I
tag
was
team.
thinking that you were going to say his phone was going to be his tag team partner.
No, see, the object of this is to get that phone away from him. Okay, so if he can focus just a little bit, maybe, just maybe, Tad can finally show people what he's all about.
So will his tag team partner also be hailing from Team Radford?
That you'll have to wait and see.
I'm waiting to
right.
see how long it takes for you to shove that phone up Tad's ass.
The one day when I switch his phone out for a fake phone, you'll see his head explode and he'll realize that I am in control, not him.
Dean, I want to go back to the draft, and it was a pretty bold choice you picking him in the second round. Certainly thought you were going to make a better choice than that, but you put your chips in on Tad Jarvis, and I'm really interested to see. It sounds like you have a lot of faith in him, and you should, because you really need to back up your decision. I'm really going to relish in the fact that Tad's going to make an embarrassment of himself and you.
Here's what it comes down to, Dash. A good coach and leader can have a team that is not only successful, but also knows how to fail. That's how people learn, okay? So while you're over there with that stupid dipshit look on your face, sitting there talking about, I'm going to relish in the way, shut up, okay? All it comes down to is if Tad loses, maybe he can learn a little bit of self respect and learn how to grow up a little bit. It's okay to lose, okay? Sometimes you got to lose to win. So it's not about putting him out there as not being worthy of being on any team. It's about, I'm sure along the way, I'm not going to ask you, Dash, because you're always number one in your own book. But Stacy, I'm sure along the way, you've seen some really bad people come along the way, and they just needed a little bit of guidance, whether it was to win or to lose. I mean, just imagine if Dash would have kept his head on straight after he lost so many matches, still losing matches. But, if he would have just kept his head on straight, he could have actually been something.
He was that close.
That's what she said.
Oh.
I think both of you are forgetting all the success that I accomplished, all the championships I won. But we're not here to talk about me. We're here to talk about the fighters who fight underground.
When you were in a successful tag team, that tag team partner was the success part of that tag team.
All right. Well, as much as I love to disagree with Dash, she is correct. We are here to talk about the Fight Underground fighters. Uh, Speaking of which, next week we have the very first in the opening round of Area 2. That tournament is beginning with none other than the White Rabbit, Zach Rain, and the Gavel, David Lawless. Do you guys have any thoughts on that? As far as who do you think's going to win? Who has the edge? Who's going to, push on?
Dash's lip is quivering. He looks like he wants to talk. Go ahead, Dash. You go first.
Okay, I'll talk. I am a huge, huge fan of David Lawless. He's the kind of guy that would fit perfectly under my tutelage. We could do a lot of great things, have a lot of success together. He's someone that I've had my eye on very closely, and he has all of the tools to be at the top of Fight Underground. Most importantly, I think he's very smart. He's very ring savvy, and I think he's going to get to the top by outsmarting his opponent. Now, Zach Rain, I've seen a little bit of what he can do. I think he has a lot of heart and a lot of potential, but I think that David Lawless can outsmart him. I mean, Zach Rain is on Team Bubba. That just shows you how smart he is right there.
All right, Dean, what do you think? Who's going to come out on top? We got Zach, we got the Gavel.
Okay. As far as David Lawless goes, he's a very successful in-ring competitor. As far as Rain, I've only seen a little bit of him, but from what I've seen, it was pretty good. But Lawless is hungry. He's hungry, not just with Fight Underground. He's hungry to make a mark somewhere because he's at that point in his career where he hasn't really had that major milestone win. And I think that we're going to see David Lawless make a statement and walk out with the win.
All right, very well put. Stacy, who do you have your money on? I mean, you have your own team. You've been a manager forever, so you know what it takes more than anyone to have, that winning quality. Who do you think's going to push on?
I have to think it's going to be David Lawless on this one. I think he has a little bit more experience. He's definitely got a size advantage. And like Dean said, I think he wants to make a point when he comes here. He hasn't had the chance to do that yet, and I think this is going to be the place that he does it.
All right, so it seems like a pretty clear, concise, decision that everybody thinks the gavel's going to move forward. Do you guys think that he'll be able to hold his own against your own fighters in the later rounds if he does?
I think so. I think, like I said, that milestone win is really what he's looking for. So once he gets a little bit of momentum, I think Lawless can actually do some damage in Fight Underground. He's a smart kid, and whenever he was training, I was there and watching him. He pays attention to everything. So I mean, he's a lawyer, for crying out loud. So I mean, that's what he does, and it comes down to wrestling. Also, he pays attention. He's analyzing what his competitors are doing so that he can go in there and get the win. And sometimes it's by cheating, and sometimes you got to cheat to win. It happens, but it's one of them things where if you can come out on top, you come out on top. The person with their hand raised at the end of the day is all that matters.
Well, I just want to say that David Lawless and John Roden would make an excellent finals for Area 2, but ultimately, I think if that match were to happen, obviously John Roden would be the winner because as smart and as savvy as David Lawless is, he doesn't match the wit that Dash Bennett has and the coaching ability that I'll bring to John Roden to outsmart him. So obviously, that would be your outcome there.
Stacy, you look like you want to say something.
Dash, just listening to him, I lose complete train of thought because he puts me to sleep. Honest to God.
No, Stacy, that's the tryptophan.
I haven't even eaten yet, so haha.
Dash is over there eating shit.
All right, guys. All joking aside, it is the holiday season. We are having Thanksgiving. So, what is everyone on the council thankful for?
I can actually answer that question for all three of us. Stacy and Dean, I think the two of you are thankful for me. Because without me on the fight council, the two of you would have nothing to talk about for an hour every Thursday. So you're welcome.
Oh my God.
That's the fifth time.
I'll break into song if you want
thankful. I am thankful.
Please don't.
Dash, you just sucked the life out of the party, but I'm sure it's not the first time you've ever heard that, or that you've sucked something. But it's just one of them things where the whole thing it comes down to is I'm thankful for these young men and women who are putting the effort in to make Fight Underground what it is. And it's, one of those things, not that any of those views has risen to the top because of Dash Bennett, even though he probably thinks so. It just comes down to being thankful for, these young men and women who are pushing Fight Underground to be what it is today.
All right, Stacy, you thankful for anything?
I'm thankful that we get to shut this off and I don't have to listen to Dash much longer.
But you know what? Just like Dash, I'm going to speak for Stacy. One more thing that I'm thankful for is the fact that his mouth is so damn big. Every time he sticks his foot in it, everybody has a great time. Happy Thanksgiving.
That was a good Thanksgiving gift.
I would like to say something sincere if I can. I am thankful for the fact that we have Fight Underground. No, I'm serious because around this time last year, a lot of us that were competing in the Pittsburgh area didn't really know what our future was in this area. If there would even be, if there even would be wrestling in the greater Pittsburgh area. But I'm thankful that the people that put Fight Underground together put it together, that they put together the Fight Council, and that this is the only thing that's been keeping me sane during this pandemic. So I am thankful and grateful that we have Fight Underground, that we have this council, and that we are building something really special with that. And I'm thankful that I'm not going to have to see Dean Radford's face for another week.
Ah, there it is. Just couldn't be sincere. You had to be a dick. Good
Oh,
job.
that was very sincere. That was the most sincere thing I've said all night. You ugly piece
I
of
bet
shit.
it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Since we're being sincere, I'm with the guys. I'm thankful that we have Fight Underground. I'm thankful that I had the chance to come back to Pittsburgh wrestling and get, what is this, my fifth chance at shit. I'm thankful that I get to talk to my friends every week and that I have reconnected with people that I love.
Oh, Stacy, I love you too.
Gross.
Oh, good Lord. Definitely not you, Dash. Definitely.
Gross.
Well, on that note, I'm sure everybody that isn't here tonight is definitely thankful for not only Fight Underground, but the opportunities it provides. And we wouldn't be anything without the fans that watch consistently every week and the new ones that tune in. So, with that being said, happy Thanksgiving, and don't forget to tune in next week to Fight Underground's Aftermath, Fight Night, and Face Off, all starting on Monday night, and then our council meeting again on Thursdays.